Hi everyone, I'm Ejaculation and welcome to Rare Trax, the first compilation record from the band Meshuggah. Today we're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the release, so I decided to go back and see if it still holds up or not. I've already viewed their previous two records, Chaos Sphere and Destroy Erase Improve, plus non-EP, so go check those videos out. I've also done a couple of Doom MIDI covers of their music, and I misheard the lyric of a track, New Millennium Cyanide Christ, which is fantastic. My story with this band is quite simple. I've stumbled upon their music back in 2010 because some dude online showed me it. I think I told him that I loved Fear Factory and he dropped this band on me saying that it's slightly similar, and I've been their fan ever since. Before I start talking about anything else, I just want you to stop and admire with me the cover art. Look at this, is this the first instance of Wojak? I just find it funny to this very day. When it comes to the lineup on this release, we've got 8 musicians because songs here spawn years from 1989 until 2000. We've got Kidman on the vocals and rhythm guitar, Frederick on lead guitar and some vocals as well, Martin on the rhythm guitar, Thomas on the drums, Bard on the guitar on one of the songs, Nicholas on the drums, Peter Norden on the bass and Gustav on the bass on one of the songs. The production is unbalanced, it depends on the song. Tracks that are newer, like from 96 and 2000, sound fantastic, and the older ones, well, they're a little bit rough when it comes to the production because they're just demos. Still, everything sounds okay and you're going to get through it. Message is diverse, the songs are mostly about society, personal struggles, depression, anti-Nazi stuff on Don't Speak, war as you can deduce on war, corruption, etc. I urge you to read the lyrics by yourself, they're quite interesting. Structure of the songs is between basic and advanced. Usually we get an intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, a long bridge section from 2 to 8 different segments, then they go back to verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and outro. The advanced songs are slightly different because sometimes they do the bridge, they go back to verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and they go back with the bridge again, and then the outro happens. That's it. When it comes to music genre, the older songs from the 80s and early 90s represent the technical progressive thrash metal genre, while the newer stuff is more faster, groovier, death metalish, Meshuggah style. It's straight on your face, it's very similar to their second release. Something that they would later completely remove from their songs is the speed of the tracks. They're not as fast. Like, imagine a song like War done currently by Meshuggah. It's never going to happen, sadly. Now let's talk about the musicianship. Let's start with the drumming. The drumming is fantastic. Perfect double bass work, the grooves, the style, the precision of the drummers playing. It's all here. The first and the last song on this release have drums programmed, so they're not made by human, but everything else is played by an actual drummer. Next we've got the bass work, which is audible. The bassist mostly follows the guitars, but we have some moments here and there where he deviates from that stuff, and that's truly very cool. Then we've got the guitar work, which is very interesting. We've got a lot of technical thrash metal riffs mixed with those more breakdowny in various different time signatures ones. Weird, almost nonsensical guitar solos on some of the songs, but the earlier stuff actually has a lot of melodies and soul when it comes to the soloing, which is quite interesting. It's completely different from what Meshuggah would do later on. Last but not least is mentioned the vocal performance, which is mostly fantastic. I do enjoy the screaming, shouting, yelling, growling. Especially on the newer songs from 96 and 2000, the previous tracks where the vocalist sounds like he really wants to be James Hetfield, but he is slightly off, so I do enjoy his vocals, but they aren't the best part of the older tracks. Before I start talking about the individual songs, I want you to focus on the track list. I've rearranged some stuff. We actually have 9 songs from Rare Trax here. I omitted the remix of Combustion because it's very similar to the original song, it's not that interesting to be honest. What is interesting though is that the track Ejaculation of Salvation, Greed and Erroneous Manipulation are not part of Rare Trax, yet there are demos available on the internet, on fucking cassettes, you can find them. So it is very weird to me that the band didn't find space for these songs, like did they forget? This should have been a part of Rare Trax, that's just my opinion. Now we can finally rate the individual songs. The album opens up with War. This song was done for Frederick's birthday. It has programmed drums, it's very fast, probably the heaviest and most brutal song from Meshuggah ever. And I just adore it, it's punchy, straight to your face, heavy, it takes no prisoners, fantastic all the way through, 10 out of 10. Don't Speak from 1996, I have no clue how this song was omitted from Chaosphere in 1998, what the hell were you smoking, dudes? This is easily in my top 5 Meshuggah songs and the reason I'm actually making this review, so I can shed some light on this banger. The heavy intro, the fantastic guitar solo in the middle, breakdowns that could topple mountains, this song has it all. And it's a damn shame that it wasn't a part of any other release, 11 out of 10. By Emptiness Abducted, this one is more in line with Chaosphere atmosphere, it's more genty I would say, but still it's a interesting banger, very fun, cut of riffs, dun 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 dun, all of that stuff, very groovy, the vocals slap, another song that I don't understand why it's not on any other album, 10 out of 10. Depth of Nature didn't make the cut for the first Meshuggah record and I also don't know why, it's pretty good song, sure it sounds very similar to Metallica except some of the parts that have that Meshuggah vibe in them. But overall, I see nothing wrong with this song, I enjoy listening to it, I will never skip it as I'm going through the release, 8 out of 10. Sovereign's Morbidity, this one, I do get why it's not a part of any record, it's just a good song, sounds a little bit like a filler song. But still, there's nothing to hate here, it's an enjoyable time, 7 out of 10. Ejaculation of Salvation on the other hand, I have no clue how this one isn't part of this compilation or any record. This track slaps. While it's a little bit too long and not all of the parts connect well, it's still a fantastic journey. If you have never heard about this song, I suggest you check it out, 9 out of 10. Abnegating is another track that, well, it exists, it's on the album, I don't know why. They just skipped Ejaculation and were like, Abnegating is better. I don't think so. It's still a good song, just nothing special, you know, you're going to forget about it. 7 out of 10. Internal Evidence is another highlight of this release. It's almost perfect, my only complaint is that the song is a little bit too long. The first 3 to 4 minutes are fabulous and then the song slightly loses its steam, then it picks it right up, but still there's just like a segment here and there that's like But again, a fantastic track, 9 out of 10. Cadaverous Mastication, this track I think it's on the first album and it's great, I do enjoy it. Yet again, it's very Metallica coded when it comes to the vocal performance and a lot of guitar riffs, but it's fun, 8 out of 10. The first version of Greed, which is not a part of this compilation, but it slaps, I love it from beginning to the end, I have nothing to complain about here. This song was always fantastic and this demo proves it, check it out, 10 out of 10. Erroneous Manipulation, another song that isn't a part of this compilation, but this demo is just cherry on top of a cake, it's beautiful, I love the original song and this demo is just as good. The vocal performance, the beautiful guitar melodies and solos, which are quite different from what Meshuggah got us used to. It's just a journey, 10 pass out of 10. And the final song, which is a part of this compilation, which is also weird for me because they had space for this stuff and not for Greed or Manipulation or Ejaculation. Ayahuasca Experience, this is just a joke, they're making fun of the listeners, like all of those noises. Back in the 90s they would do this on most of the releases and it's okay, you know, I'm not going to rate this because this is not a song, it's also not a sandwich, it's not a single, it just exists. Out of 10. To sum it up, the consistency is stable, the flow is fitting, groupability. Yeah, this is a good compilation, it has some fantastic songs like Don't Speak, By Emptiness Abducted, War, these are just fabulous standout tracks here. Especially Don't Speak, which is one of my all-time favorite Meshuggah tracks. But what annoys me about this compilation is the fact that it just omits some of the tracks, like Ejaculation of Salvation, Greed, Erroneous Manipulation. And also were the demo versions of the songs from the non-EP, like the original Ritual, all of that stuff. It could have been a part of this. Instead we've got what? Ayahuasca Experience? Why? So I feel like this compilation did not reach its full potential, it should have more songs, less jokes or remixes. Celebrate your sleep by spinning the record today, it deserves your attention. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram in the description, shout out to my Patreon supporters who actually sponsor these videos, you're truly wonderful, you can join them so I can make you an album review, do MIDI cover or a video of your choice. See you next time, bye!